Welcome back to Calling in the Dark, the show where I beckon you, the viewer, and my guests into the darkness to share some of the internet's most chilling tales and stories. My name's Eric Towers, and with me I got my friends Chowder and Kareem.
Hey.
Hello.
And I got a little story to share with you guys. This is a ritual pasta. For those who don't know, ritual pastas are like weird challenges or games that you play with like sometimes supernatural entities and shit to get something in return. But this one's not as crazy. This is kind of like a weird thing, but I thought I'd share it with you. This is
Sounds
the
like fun.
This is called the 7-Eleven special. Okay.
I love 7-Eleven.
All right. So I got one question before we start.
Yes.
Are y'all ready?
You know it.
Yes.
All right, boo-boos. All right, so with a name as ubiquitous as 7-Eleven, you can be forgiven for assuming that it's all one big company. It's an understandable mistake. True. They all fall under one corporate blanket. There's a central company that collects the profits in exchange for letting others take advantage for their trademark image, large-scale advertising, and instant recognition. So while corporate may take the profits, the stores are franchised. And even the franchises are under the blanket of a number of sub companies, all of which technically all have the right to call themselves 7-Eleven too.
I've read about this before. Just letting you know.
Really?
It's all true. Yep.
Yeah, I haven't
Okay.
heard about this.
Right. So in general, it's probably not an important distinction. There are rules to ensure standard pricing and participation in large marketing campaigns, which stores have to comply with. It's a part of the deal they make to use the brand. However, different store groups do have some differences. They'll get stock in from different regional suppliers, follow certain local codes and customs, and they're generally beholden to the subdivision of 7-Eleven that their franchise license came from. To an avid connoisseur of specialty goods, identifying which 7-Eleven is which can be a very serious business, as there is some special offers indeed when you know where to look. So basically, they're basically all under 7-Eleven, but some don't have to follow the rules, so to speak.
Yep.
Different deals and such. So.
But see,
They
I feel
have
like
to
Kareem would
follow-
know. I feel like Kareem would know a little more about this because he's worked in this kind of I guess oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're familiar with this area,
Yeah. Well, the gas station that I worked at was definitely very different from 7-Eleven. They were definitely more like they kept it within their business instead of letting franchisees and stuff.
True, but I still feel
Yeah.
that just because you're already in the gas station realm when you're working there, I mean, it's just like whenever you work in any other store, it's like you got like the 411 on other stores and everything, It's
Yeah.
like you're kind of
Yeah.
in that realm of knowledge.
That's true. Yep.
Have you guys seen that Undercover Boss episode with the 7-Eleven guy?
No,
No, I haven't. I've
That
seen
one
other
was
episodes, but
interesting.
not that one.
I've only seen a handful of that show of episodes. So yeah,
Cool. The stores the most discerning customers seek out are those owned by former members of the J.D. Sterling's convenience chain. The company started out as a group of loosely affiliated merchants managing general stores in the American Northwest, and gradually grew into a proper company before becoming part of the 7-Eleven brand in 1949. Only 3 years after the chain's rebranding to that name, even as a part of an international chain. However, the Sterlings have maintained their commitment to getting certain hard-to-find items into the hands of those who truly want them. Their speciality, sorry, I can't fucking read. It's gonna be a speciality. That's what it says.
I think it's specialty. Speciality. I guess that is probably. I don't know.
That's
I
how it's
trust that you
spelled
can
here.
read.
That's how it's spelled here. So speciality
Cool.
has maintained an affordable price that some would say does not reflect the true value of the ingredients that go into it. Even after all this time, however, it is an item that the discerning traveler should endeavor not to miss. Though you must know where to look for the most part. The Sterlings will operate out of the northwestern United States. However, with modern advancements, they've been able to branch out more and more. And you may be lucky. Oh my God. You may
Words.
be lucky enough. I know words are hard. Fuck.
Isn't it funny that I brought my Buggies cup for this conversation, not knowing what we were going to talk about here?
I know.
True.
And plus you're eating too. This has something to do with
Food.
eating some. Yeah,
Anyway, sorry for interrupting. I keep taking things off topic.
it's all good. It's all
Back to
good.
Eric.
Back to the story. And you may be lucky enough to find one of their locations further abroad. They operate exclusively out of smaller, economically disadvantaged cities, a callback to their days tending to the disadvantaged pioneers of the American frontier. In a city with several locations, the Sterling store will be in the poorer part of town, near where it meets the more prosperous sections. Sterling locations have slightly more old-fashioned styles than others and are usually corner locations. The store is kept quiet and workers are instructed to be especially polite. Once you've found one of these special stores, wait until after midnight. Come in when the graveyard shift is underway and pick out a few odds and ends. Whatever you think you'll need. It's important not to seem too interested in the special, but don't like to have too much attention drawn to it. It's only really meant for special customers. So you guys following? Like there's some kind of specialty item that you can only get at a certain
Yeah.
time that you're looking for. Okay. Just take your time and finally come to the counter when you're good and ready. There should be a box of dried meat at each register. The one at the register that's closed is your goal. Usually sold 2 for $1. If it's not there or both registers are open, just pay for what you have and come back another night. If it's there, then you're good. Take a few, but not too many. Just politely deflect it if the clerk offers a reason to take from the other bin. This is what you want, but again, it's important not to make it seem like anything special. Once you've paid and left the store, you'll be free to enjoy the meat at your leisure. It's guaranteed to be some of the richest, most flavorful meats you've ever tried. The taste is complex and refined, with a subtle exotic spice that teases the palate. Just remember a few handy rules. 1, don't be a glutton. Try not to eat too much at a time. Number 2, don't be rude. Refrain from asking about their source. Number 3, don't be a liar. Never swear you aren't a cannibal. Never swear you aren't a cannibal on any holy book. But
Huh. Wait, what's
So-
the wait? Okay, so you can't ask what the meat is.
yeah. So it's a human jerky stick. If you don't- yeah. So you can
But I got
only
out of it.
yeah.
Yeah, and then right now when you said about, I don't know.
It's narrated so much better by some ordinary gamer on YouTube. I love his narration of it. But I like the story too. I love like how like holy shit, like they put like some thought into like the detail of like the branching out, the franchising and all that shit where you're just like, this could be legit,
They added truth into it. That makes a
Yeah.
question. Is it real or is it not?
It's actually not real though. He did some research onto the
Are you sure?
onto the 7-Eleven chains. There's no JD Sterling branch or whatever. So I mean the
That's what
story's
they
not
want
real.
you to think.
Right? I mean, we could try it out. Just go to like a a random 7-Eleven on a corner and like wait till the graveyard shift and do everything,
That would be fun. So it was talking about like you have to go to certain 7-Elevens
He said
that are like in
Northwestern.
a bad part of town, but like on the edge of it, like near a good part of town. Is that what it was saying?
Yeah, and it
'Cause
has
I've
to
been
be
to
that.
exactly that kind of 7-Eleven during the graveyard shift in December.
To give you
And I
jerky.
didn't like it was just a couple months ago. And I didn't see any such thing. So I've already like myth busted this one.
But you went
Well,
to
they're
like the
saying-
closed counter and like you got the right beef stick. Because I doubt it's fucking what's like the main one, the Slim Jims.
Yeah, it
No.
wouldn't be branded, I'm sure.
Yeah,
It'd
I'm
probably be like
sure,
one of those
yeah.
like just like the the
Oh, the
just a little
7-Eleven
clear
brand.
thing, and that has like the the
Yeah.
little staple closing it. But also, we're not in the in the area they're mentioning. Think about that.
True.
Northwestern. We're not Northwestern.
Yeah, you gotta go to like Oregon and shit.
Oh,
Mhm.
oh, I
Yeah.
didn't get that part. I see.
Yeah, that's one of the
Yeah.
parts that. So I'm like, okay, we have to travel in order
I
to
mean,
try
they-
this.
Okay, I see.
I'm assuming they have more than one location though. I
Well,
mean,
they
if
did say
they're
that in the story
referring-
too, that they started branching out, but they're barely starting to branch out. So it wouldn't be like too common in other areas just yet.
Nah. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly I love that story so much. It's just like, huh. Like I love the ending too. It's like, don't swear you're not a cannibal on any holy book. I was like, I love that bit.
I heard another story about a guy who owned some person around him had disappeared.
Mhm.
Forgot who it was. It was his wife. I don't know, someone. And he got accused of putting her in this chili that he was selling at his restaurant that he owned. But that was
Oh my
another
gosh.
story, kind of like this one.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of real cases like that. There's a guy that
Dahmer?
killed. Oh yeah, well, I mean, he didn't sell it though.
True. But
There's a
he
guy that
did.
literally put it in his burgers. There was a lady in like Mexico or something that put people in her tamales, and it's like,
Well, that's also
ugh.
the joke in Bob's Burgers because they're like next to a funeral home.
Oh my god, no way.
Obviously, like obviously they don't.
did
'cause,
not
like
know
that's just
that.
like they make it like very apparent in the first season that like people are trying to like make it seem that they use the meat from there.
Jesus Christ, that's awful.
It does
Well,
bring up the issue of like, we eat out, like everyone these days eats out so much. We have no idea what we've eaten, really. Like, we're not in control over what
Especially-
happens to the food from the start
Yeah.
to when it gets to our mouths. Who knows what's going on out there?
I will say some of the best food I've had has been street food, like in Juarez. But
mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't know what the meat is.
They do
Oh,
have good
yeah.
food over there for sure.
And it's rumored that they use like because there's a lot of stray animals, so that like there's rumors that it could be like dog or cat or something. You
my
know, I'm like,
God.
oh god, I
Horse
like to
meat.
eat in that area, but I don't.
You
want
never
to.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just the thought of it now. It's like,
Huh.
ugh.
What would you guys think of the story overall? Like, I know my narration did it no justice whatsoever, but
I mean, it was all right. Like, I know we didn't react very well.
Well, I don't know. I didn't have the creep factor that I was expecting, and
Yeah.
it's not just the narration. I was like, processing as, but I didn't get that creepy factor entirely.
I was just too interested in the gas station information the whole time. Yeah, you know what? It did not do a good job of like creeping you out. It just gets to the end and it says, "But don't ever swear that you're not a cannibal."
Yeah. It just
It's
leaves,
just
leaves
like-
you wondering what the meat is and why you can't ask questions, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, that's why. Okay,
Yeah.
it's heavily implied that
Yeah.
it's human meat.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. It's just like it's super heavily implied. It's not like straight in your face confirmed, you know?
Yeah.
True.
Just the fact too, it's just like it kind of like gives you like it opens your mind to a bunch of shit, right? Like you can like to me when I hear that, it's just like, oh shit, like what do rich people do with that kind of stuff? Like do they like have like human feasts or whatever, you know?
I don't know. There's
I
like
get that
another-
mental
it kind of-
image in my head.
It kind of just brings me back to something that I've heard like a while back. I'm not sure it was like a pasta or a conspiracy theory about Hollywood, how like how they always tend to look younger for like many years and stuff. And it's like on Christmas they apparently they take a kid, a child, a baby or something, and they feast on the baby or the blood of the baby. Something like that. I don't know.
It's their adrenaline. It's called adrenochrome or something along the lines of that. And yeah, they use that to stay young. That's why there's a bunch of like child trafficking and stuff. But
Wait,
it's a
that's a real
conspiracy
thing?
theory. It's a conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, I'm not
Adrenaline-
claiming
is
to
I'm
know
gonna
answer.
have to look that up. I've never heard of that.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
there was like a like pictures of like Lady Gaga and like a bunch of other like rich folks and stuff, and they're eating a woman like in a bathtub, and like, but they're saying that she wasn't real or whatever, but I don't know. Like it just leaves you wondering, right?
Obviously, they're not gonna say it's real.
So there's also like Justin Bieber, like things there was something where he said he wasn't going to be a part of what they were doing anymore because it got so bad.
Yeah.
So like that's interesting. Like if Justin Bieber is sort of, if that's even true that Justin Bieber confirmed it, I heard that he did. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's enough tangents for one day, though. So
Yeah.
that's for another stream, another show, or whatever.
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for being a part of it, Kareem and Shunner. So, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Bye.